Assalamu alaikum. Thanks everyone. Uh, Good morning or good afternoon. Thanks our honorable Dean sir, who has supported us in to complete the course in online, and thanks to our course coordinator who helped us in all the course, and thanks to mm, uh, our favorite assistant professor, Mr. Mujahid Hossain Choudhury, uh, who has guided us in several segments, several sites. And thanks to all of our respected professors and lecturers who has guided us in all of whole the course, and that is the mostly our probably our second last part in this course. And our thanks to my dear batchmate who has uh, uh, and who is listening my presentation. Before starting my presentation, I'm going to I have a few words for my background. That is, I'm Afan Rahman. Now I'm studying masters in port and shipping management in Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Maritime University, and I passed my bachelor in marine engineering from Marine Fisheries Academy. Then I worked in a merchant ship for 5 months. After that, I worked in a fishing vessel for 8 months, and uh, in the bachelor when I was in Marine Fisheries Academy, I I go for sea practice for 3 months in um, fishing vessel. So I have a better experience in fishing vessel than merchant vessel. As my today's presentations topic is seasonal fishery closures impacts on marine fisheries industry. So impacts of seasonal fishery closure on marine fisheries industry. These topics maybe it will be interesting for everyone. They will understand how the fishing is going and how it will give how it will make impact in our economy and environment and any others. The structure, a table of contents, the structure of this presentation will be, the first will be introduction, then the background of the study, then motivation or rationale of the study, then objective of the study, then research questions, methodology after that, and analysis and findings, and finally conclusion and recommendations. I have a time limit for complete the presentation within 7 to 8 minutes. I will try to cover it up with these minutes. Introduction. Bangladesh is a populous developing country that is located on the Bay of Bengal. Significant progress has been made in resolving the maritime border between Bangladesh and its neighbors, Myanmar and India. Currently, Bangladesh has a 710-kilometer long coastline that extends into the Bay of Bengal, covering a marine area of 118,813 square kilometers. In order to meet the population's demand for animal protein, marine fisheries account for 15.31% of Bangladesh's total fish production. In the Bay of Bengal, Bangladesh has put in place a seasonal closure of the fishing industry to safeguard the fish stocks and useful breeding grounds. Seasonal fishery closure has developed into a crucial procedure in global endeavor to advance sustainable fisheries and governance. Background of the study. With a total production of 4.6 to 1 million metric ton in fiscal year 2020 to 21, Bangladesh is one of the top nations in the world for fish production. With the production of 63 grams of fish per person for daily dietary intake, Bangladesh achieved the astonishing feat of becoming a fish-producing nation. The sector of fishing makes for 26.5% of all agricultural GDP and 3.57% of the country's overall GDP. Despite the COVID-19 epidemic, this sector's growth performance is extremely constant and energizing. In accordance with its development plans and strategies, the Ministry of Fisheries issued a 65-day ban on fishing in the Bay of Bengal, and also other seasonal fishery closures are applied to ensure smooth breeding of fish and to keep up the growth performance. Motivation or rationale of the study. Marine fisheries industries has a potential impact for enhance the country's economy. So it is a concerned government departments, development partners, researchers, and the non-governmental groups. They will try to expand the fishery sectors, broad expansions. And Department of Fishing has a number of development projects of Department of for providing food and nutrition security, and I will try to present the current scenario of marine fishery sector of Bangladesh and investigate the economical and ecological impacts of seasonal fishery closure in the Bay of Bengal, and to inspire the future researcher about marine fishery sectors and better understanding of this sector to all of us. Objective of the study. Purposes of the study is to identify the current scenario of marine fisheries sector of Bangladesh, global scenario of marine fisheries catch, impact of seasonal fishery closure in marine fisheries industry, and environmental impact of seasonal fishery closure. Research questions. This study tries to answer the following questions. What is the current scenario of marine fisheries sector of Bangladesh? What is the global scenario of marine fisheries catch? How much seasonal fishery closure make impact on marine fisheries industry? How much seasonal fishery closures make impact on global environment? Methodology. Level of research is descriptive. Nature of data collection is integration of quantitative and qualitative data for an informed analysis. Research design, survey, and statistics. Source of data is primary and secondary. Primary data is fishing vessel documents, and secondary data are some books, journals, some websites, and internet sources. Methods of data collection is documents and statistics analysis from the primary and secondary sources. Method of data analysis is qualitative methods, simple mathematics and reasoning. Method of data presentation is descriptive and mathematical analytical form, tables, and chart for clarity. And now, as the analysis and findings. Current scenario of marine fisheries industry. First, I will try to try to introduce our marine fisheries sectors. First, fisheries resources are classified with two types: inland fisheries and marine fisheries. Inland fisheries also have two types. They are combined with inland capture fisheries and inland culture fisheries. And marine fisheries have two types. They are industrial fishing and artisanal fishing. And inland captive fisheries, they will get the fish from the river and estuary, beels, floodplain, Sundarbans, Kaptai Lake. And inland culture fisheries, they get their fish from ponds, seasonal culture water bodies, bower, shrimp prawn farm, crab, pan culture, cage culture. And industrial fishing is the large-scale commercial fishing into the ocean in terrible condition. Artisanal fishing, it is a traditional fishing style, small scale, low technology, low capital fishing activities carried out by individual fishing households. Now, the total production, fisheries resource total production is 46.21 lakh metric tons in 2020-21, and growth rate is 2.62%. Here in the inland fisheries was covered 85.26%, and that means 39.4 lakh metric ton. And marine fisheries covered 14.74%, that means 6.81 lakh metric ton. Growth rate is 1.51%. Inland captive fisheries, they covered 28.16%, that means 13.01 lakh metric ton with 4.23% growth rate. And inland culture fisheries, that is covered 57.1% of the inland fisheries, and that is inland fisheries covers 7.1% of the total fishery resources, that is 26.39 lakh metric ton with 2.12% growth rates. The overall growth performance from inland aquaculture shows a moderate increase trend, and the fish production has increased about 6 times. 7.54 lakh metric ton in 1983-84 to 46.21 lakh metric ton in 2020-21 during the last 38 years. Global scenario of marine fisheries. Catch trends in marine and inland water representing respectively 87.3% and 12.7% of the global production of the capture fisheries in 2018 to 2020. In 2020, global marine captures were 78.8 million tons, a decline of 6.8% from the peak of 84.5 million tons in 2018. Here, that is, we can see that China is dominating in here for last 4 and 5 years, and most of the time they will keep the 15%, and Bangladesh is nearly 1%, and they are very consistent. Bangladesh is very consistent, and the total top major 25 producers cover 80%, and that total all others and world maximum we are seeing that and in 1980s it was 72.1, and the last we see the 78.7, and in the meantime 2018 we see that 84.51 million tons. That means the total fish marine catch in the whole of the world is it is inside the 70 to 85 million 5 million ton overall time from 1980, from very past. Global production of marine capture fisheries is largely concentrated within a few producers. In 2020, the top 7 producers accounted for more than half of total marine captures, with China alone accounting for 14.9% of the global total, followed by Indonesia 8.2, Peru 7.1, the Russian Federation 6.1, the United States of America 5.4, India 4.7, and Vietnam 4.2%. Bangladesh kept 25th position with 0.85%. Here we can see that the China is very much dominating in these regards, but they are going also the downwards, and the Peru is a very volatile. They are marine catch industry, and here Indonesia, they are increasing, and United States of America, they are in the average from 1980 to 2019. They are still not so much going or not so much down. And India, it was increased, but now in going to the downwards. Vietnam is a very good way. They are increasing day by day, and Russian Federation also increasing day by day, and Bangladesh improving, but not so much growth high. Growth rate is not so much higher. Seasonal fishery closures in Bangladesh. What is seasonal fishery closure? Gell and Roberts explained that. They said seasonal fishery closures are areas temporarily closed to fishing for one or more species or to specific fishing areas. Seasonal fishery closure in Bangladesh to protection and conservation of Hilsha Shad, Tenuolosa, Ilisha fisheries, 6 sanctuaries in the Meghna Padma and Andharmanic rivers, they are tributaries surrounding coastal waters. To safeguard the Jadga juvenile Hilsha less than 25 centimeter in the size, 2-month fishing prohibition, 2005 for riverine region, 2011 there is a add 5th riverine region, and 2018 6th riverine region. And prime breeding season of Hilsha, 22 days in October, the nationwide fishing is prohibited. And prohibition on capturing, carrying, and selling Jatka 8 months nationwide, November to June. And enhanced fish reproduction, the 65 days banding for big commercial trawlers in the Bay of Bengal from 20 May to 23 July 2015. Impact of seasonal fishery closure on the annual catches of marine fisheries. Here, there is some statistics from 2009 to 2021, last 12 years, and here 2011 and 2012, 2011-12 and 2015-16 make a remarkable change, and we will discuss it in our next slides. 2011-12. In 2005, the government of Bangladesh designated 4 riverine regions as Hilsha sanctuaries, followed by 5th in 2011 and 6th in 2018. To safeguard Jatka, these sanctuaries have enforced a 2-month fishing prohibition, juvenile Hilsha less than 25 centimeter in size. In addition, during the prime breeding season in October, catching brood Hilsha is prohibited throughout the country for 22 days. This sanction has proved beneficial to industrial catch 2011-12 as production was raised from 41,665 metric ton to 73,386 metric ton. Catch increased 32,221 metric ton, and growth rate increased 77.33%. That is the highest growth rate of the last 12 years. And industrial catch per vessel increased from 2,263.7 metric ton to 453 metric ton per vessel, and that the increase was 189.30 metric ton. That is the highest catch increase per vessel of last 12 years. And 2015-16, the 65 days fishing embargo was enforced on big commercial trawlers in the Bay of Bengal from 20 May to 23 July 2015. As a result, this sanction has proved beneficial to the industrial catch. Production rates increased 84,846 metric ton to 105,348 metric ton. Catch increased 20,503 metric ton, and growth rate was 19.46%, and the second highest growth rate in the last decades. Industrial catch per vessels also increased 349.16 metric ton to 426.51 metric ton, and that means catch per vessel has increased 77.35 metric ton. That is the second highest in the last decades. Here we can see that the total industrial catch is red zone. So that is in case you can see that the curve is higher, we are seeing here. As a result, also our main total marine catch also increased. Okay, and the total marine catch also we discussed at 15. It is also increased. As a result, total marine catch also increased. That means industrial catch mainly affects the marine catch. Artisanal catch does not make big impact in that regards. Here, 2011-12, 2010 to 2011-12, there is a very long, the bird chart going higher, very good rate. And 2015-16 also, it has increased. We are seeing that it is also increased per vessel catch in 2019-20, but it is showing that that time the total industrial vessel decreased. As a result, that per vessel catch has increased. It is not the impact of seasonal fishery closure. Artisanal vessels, artisanal catch per vessel, not so much got benefited by this seasonal fishery closure because it is decreased, and 2011-12 and 2015-16 is a little bit increased, not so much. Environmental impact of seasonal fishery closure. During the prime breeding season in October, catching brood hilsha is prohibited throughout the country for 22 days. To encourage enhanced fish reproduction, a 65-day fishing embargo was enforced on big commercial trawlers in the Bay of Bengal from 20 May to 23 July 2015. As a result, carbon emission has also reduced as commercial fishing vessels are stopped burning fuel for 87 days. From this to banding. 1 liter of diesel weighs 835 grams. Diesel consists of 8.2% of carbon or 720 grams of carbon per liter diesel. In order to combust this combustion to carbon dioxide, 1920 grams of oxygen is needed. The summation is 720 plus 1920 is equal to 2640 grams of carbon dioxide per liter of diesel. That means 2.64 kg of carbon dioxide per liter of diesel emitted, according to EcoScore website. A fishing vessel consumes about 2000 liter diesel in main engine and 900 liters diesel in generator in a day. That means total consumption of diesel is 2,900 liters per day, according to sea fishers and deep sea fish bunker checklists. They have several same types of vessels, and according to this, they in their documents, so their bunker checklist, we got this. So we got a formula for finding out the total carbon dioxide emission reduced. That means total industrial vessels into total consumption of diesel per day into carbon dioxide emission per liter of diesel into 87 days. 87 days means the total banding days for seasonal fishery closure. So as a result, we are seeing in here that the total carbon dioxide emission reduced remarkably, or it is very much it is like 150 million kg to 170 million kg. That means huge. That means that is very much that means this seasonal fish is not also good for the industry catch. It is also good for the environment also. Conclusion and recommendations. Conclusion: the seasonal fisheries closure was implemented to provide a secure breeding environment for brood fish and to conserve them, especially recruits. While it may be premature to conclude that the closed season resulted in a favorable ecological outcome in the absence of an impact assessment features perspective, and the global literature implied that such closed seasons play a positive role in stock rejuvenation. Stakeholders did not disregard the potential good functions of the closed season in improving fishing stock. Nonetheless, the negative externally is clear in the loss of income and employment during the ban time. Here are some recommendations to improve the marine catches. Number one, policymakers should review the current fishing ban policy for artisanal vessels, because we have already, from our findings, we got that this fishing ban is very much good, is a blessing for the industrial catch, but not for the artisanal catch. And there should be more research on artisanal catch to improve their production. Maybe because they are looking for old technology, maybe this artisanal catch should be more better technology use. And number three is more focus on industrial catch to take the global opportunities in marine fisheries catch, because it is the strength point in the marine fisheries industry. And number four is following the institutional theory as a development strategy and hire researcher from the Vietnam or Russian Federation as consistent upward growth rate of them. And the last one, research fund should be increased to follow the organizational learning theory, because it will help and it is very effective for long-term strategy, and government should focus more on research, because it will also increase the artisanal catch it will focus on, and it will think about for the better technology and improve technology, and also the soil test and other tests also. Thank you everyone for listening with patience, and thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.